Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stevie, and you know what, thanks for clicking on this video. As you can tell by the title of this video, it is my top 5 moments of 2022 that I've actually enjoyed doing this year and that I've filmed. So each of my videos, like each of the things I'm talking about, I will like link up in one of these corners, obviously somewhere be linked, the videos, so you can go check them out whenever you feel like it. So thumbs up this one. Okay, so my first favorite moment for 2022 was back, would have been, I'd say like April, May ish. I went up to, it was like me, my mum, and two of her cousins. We went up to Broke for a little festival called A Little Bit of Italy in Broke. It was kind of like a food and wine type festival that ran over 2 days. And we're really quite lucky because we went on the Sunday, and on the Saturday was really quite miserable. And raining, so we're kind of lucky we went on the Sunday because it was sunny. It was really nice. It was really cute up there, up at the wineries, and you got to go to like a few different wineries and taste their wines and purchase their wines and all that kind of stuff. And they had, you know, some food there as well, and it was really quite cute. Like, it was, how they run it was really well done. So that was one of my favorite moments. Definitely want to do it again, like a little, you know, either that or like the Lovedale long lunch type style thing. So that one. Then my next favorite moment for 2022 was the Sydney Vivid Festival, which runs for a few weeks down in Sydney. Usually runs like through May and June, so it's like kind of like during your winter, autumn, winter, and this is when like daylight savings finishes. So usually the lights will come on about 6 o'clock. They run till about, I think it's about 11 o'clock or something like that, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And they've got different like advantage points of around in the city where they have these lights, and it's really cool because they have them in like Darling Harbour on the water, like they display them on, like on the buildings and all that kind of stuff. Obviously during COVID, I think like 2020, I think they didn't do it. I don't think, because of COVID, and I think during that time we were in a lockdown at the time, so I don't think they did it in 2020. I think they did do it last year, I think. I'm not 100% on that one, but they definitely did it again this year, and it was, I've done it once before. I'll link up my other one I did, because I went to one, I think it was, must be like 2017, 2018. I did one as well. So I'll have both my Vivid ones up, because I found that this year was so good compared to the first time I did the first Vivid Festival I went to. Sorry. But there was some things I liked in the first Vivid I went to a couple of years ago. But yeah, definitely worth that one. It was a Vivid Light Festival. So if you ever go to Sydney, go to it. They do it every year, and it's amazing. It's like they're up in the game like every year. So that one. My next favorite moment for 2022 was going to Melbourne. Back in August, my mum and I went down to Melbourne for a weekend. So we actually went down on the day of her birthday. We flew down So we like basically spent the Friday traveling. So yeah, caught the train down to Sydney, and then yeah, flew from Sydney Airport down to Melbourne, and then basically as soon as we got into Melbourne, we got on Skybus into the city, and then walked to our hotel, basically checked in, dumped our stuff, and then went walking up Bourke Street to literally get food, and then yeah, chill out. And then we spent Saturday, Sunday exploring Melbourne. Yeah, there's stuff that I still want to do in Melbourne. So I want to go back to Melbourne for sure. And then obviously that we flew back on the Monday, so it was awesome. It's going down to Melbourne is something I've talked about for ages about wanting to do, because I've it's somewhere that it's kind of been interest of where I've wanted to go visit, because it's going to Queensland and all the time thing. It's it's, you always go and stuff like that. So Melbourne is on my to do again list, because there's obviously things I still want to go look around in down there, because there was obviously things that because we had 2 days of like jam-packed walking around and exploring and stuff like that, so there is other things I still want to go see and do. So that video will be linked up obviously, and go check that one out. The next moment that I've enjoyed in 2022 is going and seeing Moulin Rouge the musical. I actually was lucky enough to go see it twice in Sydney at the Capitol Theatre. The first time I went, I filmed a little bit like in the theatre and just kind of what it was like and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm so glad I got to see it twice. It's basically one of the first musicals I've seen, and it's honestly the best thing I've ever watched. It was the best musical. How they arrange like the music and the production, like the sets and the costumes, and just everything in general, it was absolutely amazing. How they cast it was superb. The Australian cast, they were just absolutely amazing. I can't fault it. If you're ever in Australia, they're actually finishing up the Sydney run, so I think they've still got, almost the end of January, and then they're finishing up, and then they're going to like Perth, Brisbane, and then back to Melbourne, because they actually opened up in Melbourne in 2021. They had to obviously postpone a lot due to COVID, because Melbourne went through, during like 2020, 2021, Melbourne went through literally the harshest lockdown throughout the whole pandemic out of any other like city, country in the entire world. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So if you get a chance, go watch Moulin Rouge the musical. It's amazing, and stuff like that. So thumbs up to that one. My next favorite moment of 2022 was seeing Keith Urban in concert. He was like a last minute thing, because I wasn't actually planned to go to Keith Urban's concert. It was originally like my mum, two of her cousins, and one of her cousins' daughter. One of her cousins' daughters was going, so it was the four of them. And this was a concert that I went to go to, I think it was back in December of 2021, which got postponed obviously because of COVID, because December 2021, COVID got rampant again, and stuff like that. So it got postponed till obviously December 2022. And I think it was like the week before the concert, my one of my mum's cousins, it's her daughter that was going, couldn't go anymore for, you know, for certain reasons. Obviously, you can't help. And they asked me if I'd go. I was like, oh, no, I don't want to go. At first, I was like, no, I don't want to go. I said, you know, because I kind of just wasn't really that interested. But then during the week, I was like, you know, if you can't find anyone, I'll go, you know. And they end up finding someone to go, but then that Monday, they end up finding out, like, because his concert was on a Monday, so they end up finding out that the person they'd asked couldn't go anymore. So I got a phone call from mum going, hey, do you still come? I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, well, because I had an appointment that afternoon, so I had to go to, and then quickly, yeah, quickly come back, get changed, and then go. He was amazing, and his support act was Birds of Tokyo. Birds of Tokyo is a support act that I've seen back in 2018 when I seen Bon Jovi in concert, because yeah, so back in 2018 when seen Bon Jovi at ANZ Stadium down in Sydney, and so his was like a stadium concert, and Birds of Tokyo was his support act. And back then, wasn't really much of a fan of Birds of Tokyo. Even though like there was like a couple of songs I knew, but then they were still a support act for Keith Urban. You know, 4 years later, they're still a support act. You know, and they've got some of their songs are quite big hits. So, you know, and I didn't realize it at the time too. Like that when with their tickets that they got, they were like in the mosh pit, in the standing area. So one thing's cool. Got to stand. I was up near the stage, so I was able to get really good footage of the concert. So thumbs up to that one. And it was must admit, even though I'm not really like a country music like style person, like it's not my style of music, he actually has a really good concert. Go check out Keith Urban. If you ever get to, you know, see him in concert, get tickets to see him in concert, he puts on a really good show. So thumbs up to that one. But yeah, that is my favorite moments, and there were like 5 of my top moments of 2022. I have obviously filmed other moments to, you know, days in my life and my little outings I've done, like, you know, the beach and all that kind of stuff, and travel vlog to Melbourne, but these are definitely my top 5 of the year. Hopefully next year in 2023 we'll bring a lot more adventures, hopefully, a lot of tough, less, you know, good things coming. But one thing I want to make mention in this video, which is actually another top moment for me, I don't know if, I think I've probably mentioned it in like a, you know, few of my videos of what I actually did for work. So for the last 3 and a bit years, so starting like August 2019 up until December 2022, I worked in the disability industry as a disability support worker for a large disability organisation, and I recently left there. It's only like a fresh thing that I've just left them, all because I gained employment elsewhere. So starting in 2023, in January, so actually January 3rd to be precise, I will be starting completely different field. I will be working in childcare full time, so Monday to Friday, and I'll be an assistant educator with Kindy Patch Kids. So as the end of the year comes to a close, I'm saying goodbye to something that like I did for the last 3 years, which I'm grateful for the experience, but at the same time it started to burn me out at the same time towards the end of it. So that's why I kind of pushed to something, try and get something else, different field, try something different. I haven't worked in childcare for 7 years, so to get something that's full time, that is so great. I can't wait to start and experience my new journey and whatnot. So hopefully great things will come in the new year, and yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I know it's long, but you know what, I can't help it sometimes. I just like to ramble on. But anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys!